What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant here. What's up, Urban Nerd? This is the channel where I give you my nerd views on today's nerd news. Sorry, I had to scare you like that. You know, Friday the 13th. So let me just let this catch up off real quick. But anyways, yes, about to give you the nerd rundown. Give you a bunch of news, and it's gonna be news that you guys like. You know how I do. Anyways, first topic on the nerd rundown is remember. Well, actually, no, remember. There was a trailer that came out like right at midnight. It was for a movie called The New Mutants. I talked about it in my news probably last week or something like that. Well, the trailer came out and I watched it, and it's something different. It's how can I say it's more horror. I mean, and I talked about it being horror because you know, in the reviews or in my news that I talked about before, it was supposed to be more scary, like a haunted house kind of vibe or feel, and it definitely had that. Like I'm not too familiar with the New Mutants. I do know it's related to the X-Men, but I didn't know what to expect, and I still don't know what to expect because after watching this trailer. Granted, if it was anything but Marvel, I might be a little bit more interested, but I'm kind of confused. A part of me is interested, a part of me is like I don't know what this is about because it starts off and you know the nurses start talking about how the baby rattlesnake is the most dangerous thing, more dangerous than an adult rattlesnake. Why? Because the baby rattlesnake doesn't know how to control how much venom it puts out. And then you see this thing, then you see the washing machine shaking, and then also you see a hand pop out in front of it with flames inside. So I don't know what's going on. This takes place at like, you know, one of those, I don't know if it's mental hospitals, but this movie is directed by The Fault in Our Stars Homer, Josh Boone. The movie stars Anna Taylor-Joy. If you don't know who she is, she's the beautiful girl from The Witch. And she was also in the latest movie by, you know, M. Night Shyamalan with Split. She was a girl that survived, you know, the one that had the scratches or scars that James McAvoy let live. And so she's been doing a lot of stuff since her appearance in the movie Witch, which was really, it was really good. It was a slow burn. It wasn't what you thought it would be. It was more like a mind trip in a way, but like a more like a, how you say, like ambiance as far as scares, but not so much jump scares. And I after seeing her in that, I definitely was like, oh, she was also in a movie called, I think it was Morgan, where she was like a science experiment that went crazy and started killing everybody. But yeah, it also is she's gonna be Magic, which is Colossus's sister. So that's something if you guys didn't know that. It's also gonna be starring Macy Williams as Wolfsbane, Charlie Heaton as Cannonball, Alice Baraga as Dr. Cecilia Ray, which the original person that was supposed to be playing this role was Rosario Dawson, but I guess because she was too tied up with you know, the whole Defenders or universe or the Marvel universe on the Netflix, so she had to pass on that. But hey, this Allison might be really good in it. She looks good in it. Henry Zaga was as Sunspot, Blue Hunt as Mirage, and it seems like a good cast of people. The movie definitely looks like something gonna be a lot different. So with Fox, their vibes are going different with the way they're doing. Like, say, Deadpool was a comedy kind of, Logan was a western kind of, and this one's gonna be like a horror flick, but set in a Marvel. Like, you wouldn't even know it was Marvel until there was like spoke the name Mutants, and then you see the Marvel logo pop up. But other than that, the movie looks like it could be very interesting, so look out for that. Remember, New Mutants. Next, we've got the Thor director, Taika Waititi. He was in an interview with IGN about, you know, the movie Thor Ragnarok, and he confirmed that he has been in meetings to direct the new Akira for America, you know, Japanese anime. And he also confirmed that he's only claiming that they've had chats. He's also stated that he plans on adopting the 6 volumes of the manga and not the adaptation of the animated movie that everyone knows Akira for. As far as me, I never read the mangas. I don't know what to expect, but if you're gonna do franchise, I guess you do the manga because it's already broken up. If you try and do the animated movie and then try and like the worst is to try and do the movie and then expect the franchise and then try and come up with a plot to stretch it on more and more, and that's never good. So if they're gonna go off the source material, which is 6 volumes that's already laid out exactly how it should be, I think that would work, because if the 6 volumes worked, then it could definitely work as a movie. You know, not everything translates well, but Taika Waititi, he's that type of person that he could definitely take some. And he's also mentioned that he's going to try and keep it with the Asian vibe. He's gonna try and go with, like, you know, Asians to play the main roles. He's gonna try and be diverse, because a lot of these movies, these adaptations from anime, have been whitewashed. Where, you know, like, I mean, granted, I love me some Scarlett Johansson. I definitely do. But she should not have been Major, because Major is Asian. Like, she was the only white lady, maybe, I think so. I think she was the only white person over in Tokyo. And they tried to work the storyline to make it understandable why she is, but it still failed. As far as her acting, I like her acting, but the character Major, understandably, Major is like a cyborg robot kind of thing, so she's kind of... See, but it's still, like, she was a little too robotic in the film. And I don't know if it's her fault. It's, you know, the directors. She can act. They told her to do this way. She did it that way. It failed, so I'm not gonna blame her completely on that. But yeah, other adaptations, there's always, like, you know, like, the one thing that the industry changed was the character, I forget it, Kim that's supposed to be playing in Hellboy. He's going to be Major, the Were-Jaguar, when originally was Ed Skrein, and he stepped down so that an Asian could. So it's a diverse thing. So this thing, if Taika Waititi stays to that, it's definitely going to be great that if he can definitely get Asians into the market, because there's so many great Asian actors that, like, they'll show up in these movies and then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore. You're like, yo, like, they would have been perfect for the role of an Asian character instead of putting, you know, some white American, or not even American. A lot of these actors and actresses are, like, from England or whatever. But still, I'm definitely looking forward to diversity. But the thing is, they've been talking about it for a while, so I don't know when this happened, because Taika Waititi is attached to so many other things. This might not even happen for a while, like after like 2020 or something like that. So before it even gets started. So who knows when it'll be done? Because you know, it's going to be a lot of CG and a lot of like animations and like computer graphics for this movie to really to showcase what Akira did, because Akira was a very huge stone in, like, making anime popular in today's culture. So we'll see how that goes. Next, but also Leonardo. If you guys didn't know, the dubbed from the the Japanese movie from 1988, the dub of the main character was actually Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles. So in case that was something you guys didn't know, next time you watch it, kind of listen to hear out for that. But anyways, next on the Nerd Rundown, Deadline reports that Mike Vukadinovich will rewrite Beetlejuice 2, and it does seem to have in mind, you know, Tim Burton and Michael Keaton to come back, but But everything isn't that. No deals have been, you know, set in stone. So Winona Ryder is also, I'm hearing that she might be back for that. And as far as with me, Beetlejuice, it was good. I don't know how I feel, because so many times they go into the well of these movies that did great, didn't have a sequel, and then try and do a sequel like, I don't even, 20, 30 years later, and it just fails. Like, you know, like I said, Zoolander, Dumb and Dumber, all these things. And Beetlejuice was, you know, you can watch it today and it's still kind of campy, but it still kind of works. And I don't know if they can capture that, because Tim Burton's style in general, it's kind of outdated. Like, I haven't seen anything from Tim Burton which I'm really like, oh yeah, that was great, like in a recent years. So I don't even know, like bringing Tim Burton back, bringing Michael Keaton back, yes, but Tim Burton in the style, I don't know. Like, I don't know if he can recapture that magic that was the first Beetlejuice. So we'll see how that goes. Next, I'm gonna give you the movies that came out today. Sorry, I was supposed to do that yesterday, but this is in my mind. But the movies that are out tonight, it's a Happy Death Day, I guess, for the Friday the 13th vibe. Where in which a girl, she keeps dying the same day. It's sort of like Groundhog's Day, but except with murder and slasher, where she keeps dying and she wakes up remembering how she died, but doesn't know who killed her or who's killing her. So she has to eventually kill the guy that's trying to kill her, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know how the story runs, but it looks kind of fun. It's from Blumhouse, and Blumhouse does a lot of good, cheap movies that do successful. So we'll see how that works out. Next, we got The Foreigner with Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan. For the Jackie Chan, disgruntled guy where his daughter dies, and he wants revenge on the people that did it. And Brosnan is in his way, so he's doing whatever it takes. And it looks really good. Looks a lot of action. I definitely looking forward to seeing this. I want to see this, so we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to see it, but I definitely want to see this. And then we have Marshall, which is starring Chadwick Boseman. The trailer is really good. It's a story about Thurgood Marshall, he's the lawyer. He's basically a lawyer. He's a district lawyer or something like that, and he's taking up a case. And it's Chadwick Boseman, he just does like documentary movie, like live action documentary movies. That's just what he does. I think he was 42. He was James Brown. He pretty much, if there's a black person that's famous, Chadwick Boseman is gonna play him. That's pretty much what it comes down to now. Anytime you see, you have an idea of a famous black person, Chadwick Boseman. I'm not hating. Yo, make that money. You know how I say, make that money. But it looks like a good movie, and Chadwick Boseman doesn't disappoint. That's why he keeps getting these roles, because he's a good actor and he plays these roles like he feels like he is it. So check that movie out. Check the trailer. I'm gonna see if maybe I can attach it to the descriptions down below. And then last of all, it's like a little bit of gaming news where the Gran Turismo, the demo came out, the beta came out, and like 1 million plus played it and downloaded whatever. And it's great for Gran Turismo. It's showing that it's still relevant, because they're when they do a beta, they kind of test to see how popular it is, and if as far as their sales coming out, planning for when the movies, just the idea of what the sales might look like. And because the Gran Turismo franchise has made like 80 million overall in all the games, and the Gran Turismo 6 made 5 million alone. So it's good. But the one thing that a lot of controversy is, because Gran Turismo it usually has like 1,000 cars, it's dropped down to a roster of like 150, and they're saying they're just focusing more on the stages, on the boards, and more customization. And one of the main things of Gran Turismo was people love just building up their garages, having all these cars, and you could definitely customize it, but the Gran Turismo is just definitely trying to go for that more and more sim real effect, lighting, the traction with the weather, and then just everything, just to make it seem extremely real. So I don't know, I'm not really a racing game person, so as far as them making more realistic, hey, it's always we love things to be even like more crisp and more real, and to make it feel like you're doing this. So as far as that, I'm down for it. I definitely love the graphics. So that's pretty much it for the Nerd Rundown. Remember to subscribe. Remember, check out yesterday's Nerd News, and I'll put the playlist up here. So remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Sub Urban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys tomorrow.